Hello, everyone, and welcome to Echo, where your voice meets. We are so glad you're joining us today. Whether you are listening from near or far, thank you for taking this moment to connect with us. And of course, I'm not here alone. Hi, Madison. Hi, Rick. How are you
Hello,
doing?
hello. I'm doing fine. Thank you for your introduction. Always on top. It's nice to be here to talk to our community in order to make this impact that we have promised. I'm very happy to be here for another episode. Thank you.
Hello,
Wonderful.
Sephora. Hello, Gamdiam. I'm very happy to be here. As you know, it's always a pleasure to see you on the screen smiling and sharing every single thing that you know. This is always a real pleasure for me.
It's always a pleasure to
Definitely.
share this space together,
It is.
reflect,
It is.
learn, and to grow through these conversations. Today, we have a powerful and meaningful episode lined up for you. One that invites us to slow down, reflect, and look at the impact of even the smallest actions in our lives. However, before we dive into our story, we are going to start with our word of the day, which will set the tone for today's discussion. So I would like to invite Grace to introduce our word of the day.
Thank you so much for calling me again. Ladies and gentlemen, it's me, Rames. Today I'm going to present a word which is a verb. The word of the day is to beget. To beget. So do not say that I am wrong, like to be, it should be followed by the past participle stuff like that. No, this is a normal verb which is to beget, which basically means to cause or to produce. Biblically speaking, they use it a lot to say, for example, this man begot a son, like give birth. Actually, not the man, like the woman give birth to someone, stuff like that. But there is one sentence which is like a proverb that I will tell you. You may learn from this word of the day, which is money begets money, meaning that
Mm.
money goes where money is. She will knows what I'm talking about. Ladies and gentlemen, this was the word of the day, to beget, which means to cause or to produce. The sentence that you should remember is that money begets money, meaning that people who have money will always have money every single day. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Yes, Bridget, I love that.
Yeah,
So we are also going to get a lot of money.
let's hope so.
So today we are coming together also to explore a story that may seem simple first, but carries a message can stay with us for a lifetime. We live in a world where giving often comes with expectations. But what happens when kindness is given to no thought of return? In today's conversation, we will reflect on how even the smallest can create an impact far beyond what we feel sometimes years later. This is a story about generosity and the quiet power of doing good. Step into today's story. Mic- Microphone is yours.
Thank you so much for giving me the microphone. The story is a very good one, and I believe that people are going to pay attention to it.
Yeah.
Once there was a poor boy who made a living by selling various objects from door to door. This was the way he earned money to pay for his school. One day, he was walking from house to house as usual. He felt very hungry and weak. He felt that he couldn't walk even a few steps. He decided to ask for food at a house. He knocked at the door and he was stunned to see a beautiful young girl open the door. With much hesitation, he asked the girl for a glass of water. The young girl understood his condition and offering him a glass of milk, a huge glass of milk. With an astonished look, the boy drank the milk very slowly. How much do I owe you for this milk? He asked her. The girl replied, I don't want any money for this. The boy thanked the girl from the bottom of his heart and left the place. Years passed by. The young girl grew up. In her youth, unfortunately, she fell ill and was diagnosed with the rarest kind of nervous disorder. Many experienced doctors were baffled at her condition, and she was admitted in the city hospital. You know what? With the most advanced facilities. Dr. Kevin, renowned neuro specialist, was called in by the hospital to examine her. Even with the extraordinary expertise, Dr. Kevin could not find the girl's illness. It was very hard for him to cure. However, with perseverance and hard work that lasted months, he was finally able to get the disease under control. With careful medication and monitoring, the girl was completely cured in the end. Everyone praised the doctor, but the girl was quite worried about how much the hospital bill would come to. Her family had just a little money kept away in the bank, which was by no means enough to pay for just a long treatment in that reputed hospital. The girl was finally given the hospital bill. With trembling hands, she opened it. She was stunned to see that the bill had been crossed out and canceled. There was a note underneath signed by Dr. Kevin. Bill paid years ago with a glass of milk. The moral of the story is one good turn begets another. Thank you.
Wow.
That was interesting and emotional. I'm sorry, I'm not the one leading.
Yeah. Very deep story. Thank you for sharing.
You're welcome.
James, what, as you are listening to the story, what came to your mind?
It's the word generosity, the adjective being generous. Also, I don't know if you would see it in the same way. I could also talk about the word charity. If we can consider these two, let's say these two words, like being generous or generosity or charity. That's what I think, at first. We will discuss deeper, but that's what comes to my mind as for now.
That's good. In my mind, I have the word kindness because I believe kindness comes before generosity because the girl, I believe when she saw the little boy at the door, she decided to be kind toward him despite his situation. Because I'm trying to picture this. The story said that the boy was selling goods from house to house. Maybe he was sweating. Maybe he didn't have enough food. Yeah, he was kind enough. Even beyond what he asked. The boy was about to ask for food. But when he saw the little girl, he decided to ask for water. Maybe he felt embarrassed. And by seeing this beautiful little girl, and maybe he was dirty and then sweating, and then he didn't want to be touched.
Yeah.
He asked for water, from food to water. And the little girl, maybe who didn't have food at that time, decided to go one step closer and give him, you know. So before you can become passionate towards someone, start with being kind toward them. What do you think, Matissa?
Something that really stood out to me is how brave the boy was. And imagine that walking on the street, trying to make a living, selling things from door to door. and you just knock at someone's door without knowing who is inside. And this is a way to show that that boy was courageous. And I see there's a change, as you said, once he saw the beautiful lady, he changed from food to water. And I think this happens every single day in our cultures. And for me personally, when I was younger and I used to buy Asian fries, and when the vendor daughter is selling, I changed the
You want hot dog?
exactly. Instead of saying like instead of just buying some stuff, I just say, okay, give me some hot dogs or chicken legs, some stuff like, in order to say that, okay, I am a big boss or I am a man of high position. I see there's a change because of the beauty of the ladies, but I do understand that the boy was very courageous because he knocked at the right door. And knowing where to knock is very important, because sometimes we just knock randomly, but the guy knocked at the right door.
The challenge in here, I don't think he knocked at the right door.
Mm-hmm.
Because being hungry
Mm-hmm.
will compel anyone to look for food.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't know he was going to meet this little girl.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the door that he had in front of him. And because he was able to meet and find little girl.
Mm-hmm.
Because for him to knock on the right door, he would have to know ahead of time who's behind the door. He didn't know what's behind the door, but he knocked at the door that was in front of him.
Mm-hmm.
What's the lesson for us today in this podcast? Or for our audience? Which door do you have in front of you?
Mm-hmm.
Do you have the courage to knock at it? You don't know what is behind. You have to make the first step. This is when you make the first step. You're going to find out what is behind the door. Maybe you would have knocked on the door and nobody will answer. Maybe you will be the only person who will face you away. He didn't know. He had faith. If he knocked at the door, he needed something. So for me, in this story, the first lesson for us, whatever situation where we find ourselves,
Mm-hmm.
we need to take a step back and ask ourselves, what do we need in that time? And which door we have in front of us that we can knock? And victorious enough, knock. So what God says, knock at the door, and He will open for you, and you will receive. And sometimes we just wait for heaven to open and for the blessings to fall on our heads. So it doesn't work like that. We need to make one step. And He made it that step. What do you think?
Well,
Brent?
I want to say something which looks like a question based on what I've heard from the story. At the end of the story, I could hear that there was something happening in the hospital where after the surgery or stuff like that, after being treated, the girl had to pay a lot of money for this, for the service that she received from the hospital. And suddenly she received something like a card or a paper from a small envelope saying that, all of the price have already been paid by a glass of milk. I do not understand this part. Like, who pays it? What I'm asking is, this boy who received the glass of milk, does he become a doctor or does he become the owner of the hospital? Before you answer this question, that's what I was talking about in the beginning. The first thing that I mentioned, it's about generosity or charity or being generous. I remember in our first episode, we say something. It was 𝗬𝗲𝗧 who said, when we give something, we do not give it in order to receive something back. So we give to give, meaning that I'm not sure the girl gave this glass of milk in the hope of receiving something in return. I'm not sure that she had this in mind at this time. So the thing is, this helps me understand that generosity that we have to use this properly. When we have, sometimes even if we don't have enough for ourselves, but if we have a piece of bread, just take a mouthful and give another mouthful to another person. This can help you in the future. Now, for my question, go ahead.
Yes, before I answer
Go
the
ahead.
question, I have something that I want to add.
Mhm.
Following closely the dialogue between the girl and the boy,
Mhm.
after receiving the glass of milk, he said, "How much do I owe you for that?" So the boy didn't expect to get that huge glass of milk. I was shocked when he said that, "I don't want any money from that." She didn't say that you don't have to pay me. He said, "I don't want any money for that." This helps me understand that even the boy persisted in giving her money, she would not take it because he said, "I didn't want any money for that." Now, to answer Raym's question later on, so you can add something. Kevin, the little boy, became a doctor, and that's how he paid forward what he received from the lady. Now, I have a question from your question, but I will let Seth comment first before asking the question.
Thank you for your question. Very thoughtful. I agree with Mackison. In the story, it seems that the little boy became a doctor. Was able to save the life of that little girl that he recognized, and then paid the bills for her.
Mm.
The story didn't say per se that he was only the doctor. Maybe he was the board of the director of the hospital. We don't know all the details. We spoke about giving without expecting. When we give someone in life, we don't have to expect that same person to give us what we give. That was a story for us to learn a lot of lessons. In real life, maybe this girl will be seen by somebody else who will pay her bills, and it's not the little Kevin that became a doctor. So in the first episode we had, we said, be nice to others. You wish they would be nice to you too. That's something they don't. And it's okay. That doesn't mean that you something mean that it give you bad things. You to the good. Because as you do that, it's like you have seeds that you're planting. And the seeds will blossom and bring you back what you planted. But most of the time, it doesn't come exactly from the person that gave it to us.
Yeah.
So I want to make sure you understand that.
Yes, I want to ask you a question, Sefo, before we give it back to Mike. Why should you personally be nice to someone? Now, the second part of the question. Will you be nice to someone because you expect some other people to be nice to you too? Or you are nice to people because you have to be nice to people? Saying,
it's a very difficult question. I'm trying to answer it to the best of my ability. Why do I am nice to people?
yes.
I don't have to be nice to people. I choose to be nice to people. So you see the difference in the word. I can decide to be mean. However, how do I want to be known? Do I want to be known as a like disrespectful person or as a respectful person? What would they say about me if I die tonight? Would they say that Sephora was a nice lady or she was a mean lady? Because, for example, from the book Seven Habits of Highly Effective People, the second habit is do everything with the end in mind. Usually, we don't have the end in our mind. My end is to show the world the nicest part of me. So I don't have to be nice to them. I want to be nice because how I want to be shown in the world. So being nice is for me. It's my value. I stand for being nice. This is why even people are not nice to me, I try to continue to be nice.
Yeah.
Like an apple tree. You can say, apple tree, why are you producing apple?
yeah.
Because an apple tree produces apple. Whatever you do, it will never give you mangoes. The same for me. So it's not an obligation, it's a choice. And the choice is based on your value. What are your values? So I want people to be nice to me. So people exchange of kindness. To read the world will give me kindness in return. But even if I don't have that, it's being nice because like the opportunity, you cannot change who I am.
Mhm.
It's
I'm asking this question why? Because we are living in a world which is in a world where people are looking to be seen instead of trying to be known.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, in a world where when some people see that the cameras are on them, they are trying to be the nicest one, but behind the camera, they are, the worst in reality. That's why I asked this question. So the thing is, personally, I'm nice to people because it's the law of nature. We are Christ-like. Let's be his real image. Let's be nice to people without expecting something in return. Of course, if it comes, we will take it, but it's not what we are fishing for. I mean, we are not fishing for any compliments. We are not, waiting for anything in return. Let's be nice, ladies and gentlemen. Mike, you want to say something? Go ahead.
Yeah. What I want
wonderful, yes.
yes, what I want to add is being nice or being generous has nothing to see what you expect to receive later on. It's just something which is part of you. Once you start being nice, like you start being yourself. It's like this is your true nature. For example, when I'm about to help someone with whatever it is, I do not care about your background. I just do it because we are created in God's image.
Definitely.
So when you do something for your brothers and sisters, you don't do it just for a human being. You do it for God because He said that you saw me on the street, you didn't provide anything. This, that. You said, where were you, God? I didn't see you. But the poor man, the poor lady that you pass on the street, what's God? So be kind, be generous whenever it's possible.
Guys, do you really think that the glass of milk pays everything or the action?
The action, without any hesitation, the action.
What do you think, Sifu?
Is the action.
You glass milk. You have to put a price on a glass of milk. How would that be?
Definitely.
$2. Will that be a bill? I know still
I don't
two.
think so.
What pays the bills is the kindness. So there's no price to
Yeah.
kindness.
Yeah.
There's no price to generosity. So this is what pays forward. Not the action. Another lesson from the story today is that whatever smallest thing that you can do for someone,
It counts.
do it. Just a task.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be big. Sometimes people say, I don't have much. I have because I take it's too small. It's never too small.
Yeah.
Even if it's $1 or $10, it's that counts. This is also another lesson that life has taught me that come to my mind.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes we are givers. We like to give, but we are not trained to receive. Or if we are receiving, we are expecting to receive big.
Mm-hmm.
No matter how small the gift is, we look at it as big. So it's the intention that counts.
Exactly.
Well said.
The person talks about you, then decide to share what he or she has with you. This is all that matters.
But I've heard about a story about a Christmas gift generally in some companies. There are some Christmas gift exchange at the end of the year. Somebody gave a big gift, but in return, he received something small, and this person was angry. That means the rule that you've just mentioned doesn't work for this person because he was angry. The fact that he received a very small gift, and
No.
he has given a big gift to someone. He was angry and saying that next year I will not be part of it because I didn't receive anything.
Yeah, I want to raise a comment right here. This is a different step. Imagine we are working in the same company and we are exchanging gifts. At the end of the year, I buy something very expensive. You just give me something. This is different because this one is exchange. You know that we are going to exchange gift. At least raise the bar.
Raise the bar.
Raise the bar.
Something to make your colleague happy, at least.
At least.
But if you learn the lesson, I think next year you're gonna use something, small, like.
Yeah.
Let me add something here.
Go ahead.
You're saying is so true. But you know what companies have been doing for a lot of years right now? When they have exchange, they set the requirements.
Mm-hmm.
And then, for example, they say gift should be between $25 and $50.
Mm-hmm.
They set the expectations so people will not be angry, because it has happened to someone I know. Many, many years ago, they had a gift exchange, and this person went to buy a device, a very expensive device on gift expense. And what does he get in return? It was a cookie.
Oh.
When they say that for the price of the gift should be between $25 to $30, this can work only if you do not choose, if you do not pick the name of your boss. Let's say that you pick the name of the boss, but you're choosing not whoever. So what are you going to give? So
the thing is, okay, now I think we need to go back to our story.
Okay.
Because if you are doing a gift exchange and the boss is part of it, the CEO is part of it, the CFO is part of it. If they say the gift has to be $25 to $30, whether it's the boss or not, they get a gift of $25.
Somebody got a belt.
If you pick up the boss and you decide to give a $1,000 gift, now you are in the people pleasing side.
I break the rules. I break the rules. Like,
so we can get some raise or something.
Yes.
Break the rules.
You know what? Yeah.
Even for you, it would be a good thing. The boss know that you're trying to buy him.
Yeah. You know what?
Shouldn't be doing that.
Once I got a belt, I received a belt. I say, okay, lesson learned. Next year, I give a pen.
Of the rules and the requirements matter.
Exactly.
Let's back to our story.
Yeah. So something.
Lesson for our audience. The person want to ask something.
Yes. Before you ask a question, Safe, something I want to add. The action really matters, and the timing as well. Sometimes you lend some money to someone. When that person give you the money back, it's like it's a gift. The timing I'm talking about. I do not see the glass of milk virtually. I see it like a meal. Let's say rice, chicken, and stuff. Because the boy was super hungry. That was the only thing that could help.
You're actually offering somebody a glass of milk while the person was expecting some water.
Yeah.
But it's high comparing to my expectation.
But there's something here, Teacher Rames. The story said that the lady understood the boy. That's why instead of giving
that was a chemistry
water, he gave the glass of milk. You understand? So I go a little bit deeper. If the little girl had food, he would have given food instead of the glass of milk, in my opinion. Because the story said that she understood.
What I don't like from the story, they should have described it. The face of the little boy, maybe he was like this.
Oh man,
he was about to die because he was.
Don't anticipate too much.
Yeah, stuff like that. But that was interesting. Yeah.
We are coming to an estate.
You make a good point here. Have you think about water?
Yeah.
You have water.
I believe.
It's not just within the water. Another lesson for today's episode.
Yeah.
How can you give more than what you have asked for? Even in the workplace. Because sometimes we praying to find work. We pay our interview, we say we're going to do the best we can, and then we come to the job, we are doing the bare minimum.
Yeah.
We feel that we are not paid enough, we are not treated well enough, and we are doing the bare minimum. And then we get upset when other people are promoted and we are not. Or even when we are getting fired, because what happened when we come to the job, we do our best.
Yeah.
For one, you give 10. You give the best. It's not working. And they will see that you are giving your best. And because you're doing your best, you are receiving your the best in return. So when someone asks you for something, maybe if you can reach the level they are asking, don't go lower. You want to give them something. Try to go higher.
Yeah.
Woohoo.
Yeah. You need to shoot for the moon.
Yes.
If you can't get the moon, you will fall among the
Among the
stars.
stars.
Okay, the moon is
Yeah.
higher.
Yeah, something
Definitely.
something I'm
Definitely
gonna
agree.
add might be my last word for this episode. When someone asks you to walk 1 kilometer, try to do your best to walk 2 kilometers. I don't remember which verse that mentioned that when someone asks you for this, if you can double it, do that, because sometimes the person is a bit ashamed to ask exactly what they want. And the second part I want to mention is, Kevin, you really get my respect. From selling house to house, door to door, you became a doctor. I don't know how many Kevins are listening to this episode. Keep doing what you are doing, because there is no shame in doing that. What you are doing today can be a leverage or something that can put you to the place that you want to be. So from a random vendor or seller became a very famous doctor. So keep watering your grass, and do not envy anyone for what they have. Focus on yours. And if you are trying to make ends meet, keep doing it.
Keep doing it and do it.
Because God sees you, the day is coming. Because there's a day for everyone.
Definitely.
And just trust the process. This is
Thank you.
my word for some Kevins who are listening to this episode. And for the ladies as well, whenever it's possible, be generous, because there's a lot to give. A smile, or thank you, or a good day, or take care. This is a good action.
Definitely.
Definitely, Rams, what would be your last word for today's
Yeah, I'm
episode?
not going to be long because I was born short. I was born short and I have always been short. The former president of the United States of America, Mr. Barack Obama, he said something in a speech. He said that there is no excuse for not trying. We have to try hard and harder. Remember when I was learning English, there was no electricity. You know what I did? I used to buy candles. So today, I am not as good as I have always wanted to, but I'm still trying because there is no excuse for not trying. The ladies, you know what? When we ask you for water, we don't need water. You need to definitely try to read our mind, try to read our heart to see that we need milk. Because at the end of the day, when you come to the hospital, we're going to say that your debts have already been paid with the milk that you give. Thank you so much, Seth. It was
Seth.
nice having
Thank
you.
you.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. It was me, 𝗬𝗲𝗪𝗏.
Thank you for your conclusion. And I would like to add, it's not a gender story. It happened the other way around.
I like that.
Little girl knocking and the boy opened the door. So it happened to anybody.
Let's not
Everybody.
fight. Let's not fight. So,
Not fight over that. Yes, exactly. So we really hope for our audience, our listeners, that this episode was a blessing to you. There are a lot of lessons from the story that we shared today. First lesson is don't look down on people.
Yeah.
Because this little girl in this nice house could have looked down on the little boy and shut the door on him.
yeah.
And she would not know that she would have shutting down the door until uh, for a future. There's another future. Not only she didn't look down on him, she gave him more than he asked for.
Yeah.
The second thing, the second lesson to remember is this little boy just knocked on the door he has in front of him. For our listeners, I don't know which door is in front of you.
Just knock.
Make the first step. The second will be revealed.
Don't be shy.
Don't be
Knock.
shy. Knock at the door.
Definitely.
And then remember who you are. What are your values? You are carrying the seeds of kindness, the seeds of compassion. And when you are um, harvesting in the future, you will harvest this kindness and this compassion in the future. You just have to base your life, your actions on the values that you carry, because they will pay off in the future.
Oh,
So many other lessons that we can get from this story. So I'm very happy I was able to share with you my thoughts and post with you. And if you have questions and comments, remember to comment and then send us the questions, and then we will also answer some of the questions in our next episode.
the way to end this episode. Let's go. Adequate talk, your voice,
Your
Your voice,
impact.
your
your
impact, your impact, your
Your
impact.
your impact, your impact.
Your impact. Your impact.
So if you need to go now,